I had been diagnosed with breast cancer in June of 2010, and my GP referred me here. I remember having my mammogram and then seeing a surgeon and having a biopsy all in the same morning and pretty much being told I had cancer, and we started chemo right away. And so the phone calls just started rolling in, and every time I got a call and a message, I had stickies all over my counter or my cupboards because I didn't know who people were and what services were available. Anyways, it was my GP who had made the referral to the foundation, and so Dr. Taylor phoned and said I needed to come and see her. And again, I had no idea what it was about. I just thought it was part of the process, but it was extremely helpful to make that connection with her right off, because I didn't know anything and I didn't even know what questions to ask. She just started at the very beginning and answered all my questions and provided me with lots of reassurance and just really all the information. I could see her pretty much every day if I needed to, which was essential, because at usual doctor's appointment you walk out and you forgot the 10 things you were going to ask and you can't even absorb everything you're hearing. And so to have someone take the time who understood was a great connection. Recovery program, which was very, very good, and have met 9 other really nice ladies and kept in touch with them, and it's been very, very helpful. In many ways, it was not the end of the world by any means. I remember when I was told I was diagnosed, I had said to my kids I was really lucky. It wasn't ALS or it wasn't pancreatic cancer, or I thought I would do well with my treatment and recovery, and I did. I had a big tumor, and I had to have chemo first. So they blasted me very, very good, but I tolerated it very well, and I had a good response to it. And then I had bilateral mastectomies just before Christmas in 2010, and then had finished up radiation in March of 2011. So I remember thinking that I would probably be in treatment for about 4 months or so, and then I'll be back in the swing of things, which was really not the case. It took me until the following October to go back to work, to have the stamina to go back to work. And I had lost my mom right around the time I was having radiation, so that was a big loss, because they had been very, very helpful and supportive. They're from Saskatchewan and had come out and visited often and stayed and helped a lot, so that was a big loss. You find out a lot about yourself and how much support you have. Thank you. Tremendous family support. The whole neighborhood that rallied around me hugely. I really wanted to just be a cocoon. I wanted to just be healthy and normal again. You prioritize what's important, and you don't wait for the right time to do something. You do it right now, because who knows if you'll have another chance to do it. You spend time with people you really want to be with. I ended up changing my job. I used to work at the Children's Hospital. Now I work at the Tom Baker, because I thought I had learned lots and had lots to offer. And so it's changed my job. It's changed my career. It changes everything. I was here often, and she was just so thorough in my medication management and ensuring that I slept well and I ate well and my nausea was well managed. And I know my doctor had given me something to sleep because I wasn't sleeping at all, but it had a really rusty taste to the pill, and then that made me even more nauseated. And so that was sort of a double whammy, and Dr. Taylor fixed me up on something else immediately, which made all the difference in the world. My hot flashes were horrendous, and she got me on something right away and gave me lots of other tips and so on, even food related, that would help manage those. Just reassuring me that that was all sort of a normal process, so that I could tell my family that it was sort of normal. They had lots to deal with. My kids were seen here each, which they were fine, so they didn't need to come back. But it's nice to have that resource for them. My husband came with me to a couple of appointments, and Dr. Taylor even showed us pictures of how my hair would fall out and how it would grow back. general stuff that is so much better hearing from her than finding on the internet. I would have never, ever managed as well as I did without breast cancer supportive care. They were the only things that got me through. Everybody knows somebody with cancer and they all have some information for you, but it's essential to be hooked up with the right people and the right service, and it's so unfortunate that people with ovarian cancer and all those kinds of things don't have an opportunity to have an agency like this or a foundation, because it truly made all the difference. Maybe being in Tom Baker is a bit more of a challenge in the sense that I'm seeing people with cancer all the time, but it also makes me realize how fortunate I am. And I often look at a referral that I'll get and I'll think, oh, it's breast cancer, and I think, oh, they've lived 13 years and had a fabulous life, and now they've got a secondary cancer or metastases or something. But that's reassuring to me, because I have triple negative cancer, which is it's a harder, it's not one of the best cancers to get, put it that way. And again, Dr. Taylor had really reassured me about that, in that she said, yeah, it's a challenging cancer, but they'll treat you accordingly. And so just some of their words of advice or words of sharing got me through. My kids. My husband, I don't think he's had a good sleep for about 3 years. Just relationships. I had good relationships with my siblings, but I have closer ones now. How you value life, how you look at things. But there's been really good things too, like you just learn to appreciate what you have more, and things don't matter, and time matters more than stuff. And I tell everybody to phone here. I carry their cards in my purse. I was really fortunate to have lots of support. I have given lots of people the number to come here, and I would recommend everybody come on. You need that attention, I think, to get through. It might depend where you are in your life and your age and your stage, but when you're a busy mom working part-time and trying to be a bunch of things to a bunch of people and taking time for yourself, and it's hard to do. So if you can have the attention. I have had friends since my diagnosis be diagnosed in Ontario and Regina, and they have nothing compared to what we do for support. So we are very blessed, and Dr. Taylor can make things happen fast if you need to have them happen. So we're lucky. I was actually born in Calgary, but only lived here for a couple of years and then moved to Saskatchewan. I came to Calgary and went to school here, to Foothills Nursing School, and then I graduated from here at a time when there was no jobs, and so moved back to Saskatchewan and worked for a few years, and then went traveling, and came back to Saskatchewan and started my degree, and wanted to do a practicum in community health or home care, and I couldn't get one in Saskatchewan. So back to Calgary I came, and then I was offered a full-time job then, and there was still not a lot of jobs available, so I grabbed it, and I'm still here. There's so many things I want to do now that I couldn't do before. I enjoy reading, I love cooking, just spending time with friends and family. Yeah. My daughter's 19 and my son's almost 15, and they've been very, very busy kids, and so our life has been with our kids and my family. A critical link in your well-being during the process and post-cancer. Awesome.